Hello, welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Haven't done this in a minute, and it's sponsored by SeatGeek. This is my first time competing in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Lucas is going to be under center. It's me versus Dalton Philly. Let's get right into it. Thanks to SeatGeek. My name's Justin. I got back from vacation. I'm 10 now. Lucas.
Hello.
You're hosting.
I'm Regis.
You're Regis.
It's my dream, baby. Dalton is here, ready to start his round. Are you ready to go, Dalton, for the $100 question?
Can I use a lifeline?
You can.
Okay.
Probably dumb to do that.
Can I use
before
it
you hear the
blind
question.
without knowing the question?
You can. It's just dumb.
Right.
For $100. Which NFL team won Super Bowl 59? A, the Washington Commanders, B, the Kansas City Chiefs, C, the Philadelphia Eagles, or D, the New Orleans Saints?
You know, I have a feeling 59 was this year. I've always been very ever since we've gotten further away from the Giants Super Bowls, I've been bad with the numbers.
Funny enough, we have some Birds fans in the office, and not naming names, but someone around the office likes to yell "ee," and then spells out the rest of the team name. I am gonna go with Eagles. Final answer.
I am going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
C, the Philadelphia Eagles is correct.
Wow.
This year was Super Bowl 59.
Thank God.
Thank God. Imagine. Can you imagine?
I think if it was Super Bowl 60 this year, that would have been a bigger deal.
You would have known that it was Super
this
Bowl
is the
60.
60th Super Bowl.
Correct. C, the Philadelphia Eagles won Super Bowl 59. That would have been embarrassing if you got that wrong.
Yeah, that would not have been great.
This is my first time competing in this, by the way, so there's a lot of pressure, and I am bad at trivia.
You have a perfect score so far.
Thank you. Question number 2.
Which NFL player led the NFL in rushing yards last season? A, Derrick Henry, B, Saquon Barkley, C, Jahmyr Gibbs, or D, Jonathan Taylor?
Last season being this past year.
I wish it was D. I know it wasn't D. You know, there was the rushing race for the entire season, for a good portion of the season last year. But one guy ran for 2,000 yards, and that's a pretty good indicator of who led the league. So that is going to be Saquon Barkley. Final answer.
That would be Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley is correct. I thought you were about to say C instead of Saquon.
No.
Jahmyr Gibbs would have been incorrect. That is a $200 question, so you have a total of $300. And it's real money. You'll actually receive it.
Oh, my God. That's actually kind of sick.
I hope you don't win the $1 million. I will be in debt. Saquon Barkley is correct. You just got $200. He did run for 2,005 yards. I don't think there's ever been somebody to run for 2,000 yards the same season as somebody else.
Right, yeah. I don't
You
think so
lead the
either.
league in yards if you get 2,000.
Did Shelfie make this quiz? Back-to-back bird questions? Crazy.
Well, it's your intern Chase who made the quiz, so if you have any issues, take it up with him.
I'll probably have an issue later.
I bet you will. Right around question 12, probably.
Oh, no.
Question number 3 for $300. Which NFL player led the NFL in receiving yards last season? A, Justin Jefferson, B, Jamar Chase, C, CeeDee Lamb, or D, Malik Neighbors?
It was not Malik Neighbors, and it was not CeeDee Lamb. Pretty sure it was our friend Jamar Chase, eventual Super Bowl champion Cincinnati Bengals. Vibes aren't good with the Bengals, though. Maybe I should stop saying that. I think I am going to go as my voice cracks.
You're going to go?
That's what the sun does. The sun makes your voice crack. I'm going to go with Jamar Chase.
Alrighty, locking in. I'm supposed to ask you, you're locking in B, Jamar Chase?
I'm locking in B, Jamar Chase.
I hope Penik made a CD's nuts joke. I don't know if he did, but I know him pretty well. He might not have this time. But he's not the answer, so maybe he didn't. Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner. Slam dunk, no need to stall. Jamar Chase, final answer.
That is correct. He did not make a CD's nuts joke, though, even though it was answer C, CD. It seemed like it was there, but he did not do it. The correct answer is B, Jamar Chase. Good job. That is a $300 question. B, Jamar Chase is correct. That's another $300 for you for a total of $600.
Frick yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, moving up a little bit. This is a $500 question. For $500, which player led the NFL in passing yards last season? A. Joe Burrow. B. Lamar Jackson. C. Jared Goff. Or D. Baker Mayfield.
There's 3 good answers here. Jared Goff had like a sneaky good passing yard season. Obviously, there's Burrow, which that's what I'm leaning right now. And then D, like Baker. Baker at one point was like, is this guy like an MVP consideration?
I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow just led the league in passing last year. He went on the run. Baker and Goff, I mean, they're good. Yeah, I'll
lock in A, Joe Burrow.
I am locking in A, Joe Burrow, final answer.
Joe Burrow is my lean. Like, give me back-to-back Bengals, even though whoever created the quiz, if you game the game, you may not want to go back-to-back Bengals. Give me Joe Burrow.
Locking in A, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. Joe Burrow did lead the league in passing yards with 4,918. Goff was second with 4,629. Lamar was 6th.
Baker was Baker 3.
Baker was 3.
Okay, so my logic was right. I did think a little too long on it. Just stick with my gut.
Moving on to the $1,000 question, doubling it up here.
Okay.
Which player led the NFL in interceptions on the defensive side,
Yeah.
not passing touchdowns, last season? A. Marlon Humphrey. B. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. C. Xavier McKinney. Or D. Kirby Joseph.
Fuck, I hate it. I knew those were going to be the 2. It's either McKinney or Kirby Joseph. Damn it, I was hoping it wasn't. Marlon Humphrey's out. C.J. Gardner-Johnson might have had 5 or 6. I don't think he's the answer either. Detroit had 2 very good safeties last year in Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph had either 6 or 7. That I know. Lock it in. I don't think he got 8. McKinney had 7 or 8. Logically, I am not going to overthink it. I am leaning towards McKinney because he was leading the league for a majority of the season. Did Kirby Joseph get 8 is my question. Oh, gosh.
I think it's C or D. McKinney and Kirby Joseph, 2 NFC North guys. I think at one point McKinney had it, but I think Kirby Joseph towards the back end of the year, second half of the year, got it. So give me Kirby Joseph. I am locking it in, and I'm kind of confident in that.
I'm locking in Xavier McKinney, final answer. Is it really Kirby Joseph?
Man, you've got 3 lifelines still in the bank.
Yeah.
Correct answer is D. Kirby Joseph, who had 9 interceptions last year. Xavier McKinney had 8. Gardner-Johnson and Humphrey both had 6. You are correct. Kirby Joseph did have 1 more interception than Xavier McKinney to lead the league. Kirby had 9. McKinney had 8. Humphrey and Gardner-Johnson were tied with 6.
Kind of strange that I was like way more confident in that than I was like who led the league in passing.
Yeah, Joe Burrow had that one pretty comfortably.
You know what? This is the first time I haven't made a deep run in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's all right. I'm out. I've fallen off, people are saying. Like, comment, subscribe.
Today's trivia is sponsored by SeatGeek. The MLB, obviously in full swing. The NFL schedule fully out right now. We're even creeping up on training camp. And with SeatGeek, MLB's official ticket marketplace, your tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. You know we came through for you guys. You can use our code JAMFootball2025 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. It could be sports, it could be concerts, it could be festivals, it could be anything that has an event that's on SeatGeek because they're the #1 ticket app in the world. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code JAMFootball2025. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can even use it later. Thank you to SeatGeek.
So you have a total of $2,100. Chase, the intern, threw together these questions. He put a little bolded line here and said, "This is where it gets harder."
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was just stat. Like who led the league in this stat this
we're
week?
not doing any of those for the rest of the game.
Oh no.
Oh no. Alrighty, question 6 for $2,000. Where did Blake Bortles play in college?
Oh, I mean, this is just evil.
A. Louisville.
We're glad we have options.
B. Mississippi State. C. UCF. Or D. Eastern Michigan.
Oh boy.
You don't remember this draft?
Hand up, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. I didn't really start paying attention to the draft until like 2020.
That's a woof. High school Lucas, I mean, this guy was the first quarterback taken in a draft.
Yeah. Part of me wants to say UCF. But the Jackson, is that just because he played in Jacksonville and he wore black and gold, and UCF is also black and gold? Can I get a 50-50, please?
You want a 50-50 on
Yeah.
this? You're 50-50. It is either A, Louisville, or C, UCF.
I'm going UCF. I just feel like I think that's it.
UCF is correct.
Yeah,
He
damn it, I
is a
used my 50-50.
Florida man all the way through. You use your 50-50, but at least you got it right. So that's $2,000. Brings your total to $4,100.
Frick you.
Good job.
Go with your gut.
You still have one 50-50 and one phone a friend remaining. You're not allowed to phone Dalton.
Yeah, it's like I don't know who I would call.
Call one of your WFAN people.
Sean Marash. Sean Marash is up in the morning.
Can you call Tiki right now?
I don't have Tiki Barber's number. Do you think Tommy DeVito would pick up? Tommy DeVito probably doesn't know.
I don't know if Tommy DeVito is a big football
Probably
history
not,
guy.
no.
That guy feels like the kind of guy who just goes out and
Flex.
plays.
I have Tommy DeVito's phone number.
Oh shit.
Flex. It's because I sent him something when he wasn't that popular.
Yeah.
When he was playing in a preseason game.
I have a guy named Tommy DeVito in my phone. Not that Tommy DeVito.
no
entirely
relation.
different.
No
but
relation.
who was the first NFL quarterback to throw for over 4,000 yards in a season?
I think I know this.
A. Dan Fouts. B. Dan Marino. C. Ken Stabler. Or D. Joe Namath.
It's D. Joe Namath. I'm locking it in. I'm confident.
You're absolutely correct. D. Joe Namath is correct for $4,000. The season where he accomplished that was 1967. He led the league in just about everything. He had 4,007 yards. Oh my gosh, 28 interceptions.
It's what they did.
That's a woof.
It's what they did. I'm watching. I started to watch like the 1986 season. I'm even watching like who's the Chargers quarterback that's Hall of Famer?
Dan Fouts?
Dan Fouts. Yeah, we just talked
I
about.
just said him.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is not good. Dan Fouts, Hall of Famer, great quarterback. I'm like watching like him and Phil Simms. I'm like, this is like not good quarterback play. It's gotten so much freaking better.
You know, they were worried about getting their head taken off at any.
Well, they were getting their head taken off.
That's what I'm saying. You had to play a little bit differently back then.
I'm like, we're
Don't you talk shit about Dan Fouts.
I'm like, we're completing the ball like 58% of the time. It's like, damn, man, this is a watch.
4,800 yards one year, Dan Fouts.
Yeah, nice.
Doing that.
It's good.
You had to deal with Jack Tatum coming for his head. You know who that is.
Good pull. No, let's go. Next question.
The assassin. I brought him up recently in a football trivia. Guess you weren't there for it. Alrighty. Oh yeah, it was the 1-on-1 21 questions.
Yeah, no, I
Shafi
was
and Dalton.
I was in the Dominican Republic.
What?
I don't think that's how
The what? Which of the following players did not win a Heisman Trophy? A. Vince Young. B. Eddie George. C. Carson Palmer. Or D. Ricky Williams.
Oh, I kind of don't want to use it, but I mean, if I don't use a lifeline and I get it wrong, then my run is just over.
Then you're just wasting.
So wouldn't you rather use the lifeline? Carson Palmer, I think, definitely did. He's on the cover of NCAA football early on. Vince Young, that was the thing. That was the thing with Vince Young. I feel like he did. So I'm between like Eddie George and then who's I feel Ricky Williams.
I can tell you one thing
Yeah.
for sure. 3 of them did win. 1 did not.
Oh, right.
Good hint, right?
Right. All right, I'll use my second 50-50.
Okay. Your second 50-50. The answer is either A, Vince Young, or B, Eddie George.
I am going to go. Why do I feel like Vince Young did, but maybe he didn't? I'm going to go Vince Young. I don't think Vince Young won.
And you are locking that in?
I'm locking that in.
You are correct. Vince Young did not win the Heisman. What you're thinking of is when he beat USC in the championship. That was the Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush year. Both of those guys were winning the Heisman.
Yes.
2004 was Leinart. 05 was Reggie Bush.
Did they give Reggie his Heisman back
They
yet?
gave it back.
Right,
He's
good.
got it back. This question, when Chase sent me the questions, made me feel so old because I was like, oh yeah, 2005 Reggie Bush. He was unbelievable. He was the best. And Chase was like, Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know. I was born September of
Oh, my
2005,
God.
and I was like, oh, my. Oh. Oh. We're going to $16,000 question. Which of the following running backs did not win Offensive Rookie of the Year? A. Christian McCaffrey, B. Eddie Lacy, C. Adrian Peterson, or D. Alvin Kamara?
I feel like Christian McCaffrey did not.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know if I want to lock it in yet. I'm going to talk it through.
Take some time.
Alvin Kamara kind of came onto the scene. Day 3 draft pick. Lock in A. Christian McCaffrey. Lock it in.
You are correct.
Yeah.
A. Christian McCaffrey did not win
Put the phone away.
Rookie of the Year. You are correct that Alvin Kamara was drafted in 2017. Same year as McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Kamara won it that year.
Better team. Still with Drew Brees. Dumping that ball off.
This is when you would be able to leave. After this question, if you could get it right. Take
my
your money and leave.
Take my money and go.
Okay. Question number 10. Which of the following running back duos did not have a season where each hit 1,000 rushing yards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A. Larry Zonka and Mercury Morris.
Jesus.
B. Brandon Jacobs and Derek Ward.
They did.
C. Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. D. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
My first lean is A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones did not. There was a year. Oh my God. There was a year. I drafted A.J. Dillon like in the early maybe mid 100s in a season-long fantasy
That was
draft.
when you and I shared a team, and you were so
Oh,
high.
fuck.
You and I were co-owners of a team, and you were like, A.J. Dillon, he's the guy
And he
this year.
fucking
He's
sucked.
the guy this
He
year.
sucked.
He sucked.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, ooh, I got the football guy on my team. We're going to win. Nope.
Yeah, we were bad. I'm just gonna lock it in because I actually think D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, and Derek Ward and Brandon Jacobs, they may have done it like the same year, like 08. I'm gonna go D. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones. I don't think they ever did it together.
You are absolutely correct. A.J. Dillon actually has never rushed for 1,000
Yeah.
yards in a season.
That's what gave it away.
I'm surprised that you didn't get tripped up with Larry Zonka and Mercury
No,
Morris.
I respect Larry Zonka.
Well, Mercury Morris got 1,000 yards exactly in
Oh.
that season. So it was a close one. But regardless, you are correct. You got the $25,000 question correct. Brings your total to
All right, I'm gonna leave.
$57K. You're not allowed to leave. But we are moving into the big boy dollars now.
Yes.
Who is the only player to win Super Bowl MVP despite his team losing the game? A. Johnny Unitas. B. Marcus Allen. C. Chuck Howley. Or D. John Mackey.
I feel like C and D are two names that can't tell you a whole lot about. Now, you see, even if I were to phone a friend for this question, this is a tough question. Maybe Rose.
Rose would know.
All right, I'm gonna call Chris Rose.
All right, can't wait.
A cold Chris Rose call.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I could hear you, Chris Rose. How are you?
All right, let's do this.
Do you know who was the only Super Bowl MVP on a losing team?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
That is Chuck Howley, Super Bowl V, where the Baltimore Colts beat the Cowboys 16-13.
wow.
On a field goal by rookie kicker Jim O'Brien out of the University of Cincinnati.
There you go, Jim
Anything else I
O'Brien.
can help you with?
Holy smokes, Chris Rose, you did it. Enjoy your day. You're the best. I'll see you for floorball.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
What do I win?
My respect and admiration, which you already had.
Lucas's too.
And
Okay,
and
sounds
look.
good enough for me. But if you want to throw a few bucks this way, I ain't gonna be mad.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to lock in that answer that Chris Rose said.
Chris Rose is absolute. Imagine he had all of those details and wasn't correct.
I think that's gaslighting.
Chris Rose just got you the $50,000 question.
Yes.
Good job. Moving on to question 12, the $100,000 question. When I played this with Chase earlier, I got this one dead wrong.
Okay.
So let's see how you do. According to Pro Football Reference,
Love those words.
whose nickname is the Fortress? A. Dak Prescott. B. T.J. Hawkinson. C. Roshan Johnson. Or D. Fred Warner.
The Fortress, Dak Prescott. I mean, come on. Who calls him that? I mean, Fred Warner, it seems right. I'm going to go D. Fred Warner, lock it in.
Locking in Fred Warner. Unfortunately, I also guessed Fred Warner.
Oh, we have similar brains. Who is it?
The correct answer is A. Dak Prescott.
No one calls him the Fortress.
Hey, man, I didn't ask who calls him it. I said, what does Pro Football Reference say? It says, Rain Dakota Prescott, the Fortress, in parentheses. Good work. You made it all the way to question 12. You accumulated $107,100, but you lost it all on the $100,000 question.
The nicknames on Pro Football Reference, which I like to, I privately and then also try and publicly make fun of them all the time. I mean, they're funny, but also like nobody calls them those nicknames.